Welcome back, YouTubers. I am Jason Worsma. This is the best damn fantasy football channel on YouTube. This is Tankers Fantasy Football, and I am going to get right into some Week 8 waiver wire ads for you to target and get a little sexy on these bye weeks. Maybe hurting on some bye weeks, hurting on some injuries. Well, these waiver wire ads are going to help you fill the void. But before we get into them, we just got to kick that intro.
Boy, the evening TV. Everywhere you look, there's a heart.
All right, back up in that ass. We're going to lead off with some Jalen Barner. I know the news is coming out that Sony Michel's injury might not be that serious, but I'm saying there's no way he comes back before Week 12. They have that a Week 11 bye. There's no way they have him on the field before Week 12, even if it is like the best case of scenarios. I mean, he was in so much pain, he just straight up dropped the ball on the ground from being in so much pain, had to cart him off the field, couldn't put any weight on the knee. The Patriots are going to be smoke and mirrors about this whole thing, so even if it does kind of get close to him coming back, they're probably going to throw a little smoke and mirrors for a couple weeks to keep these other teams off their A game, because if they, they think with Sony Michel is going to play, they think the Patriots might have a respectable run game. I mean, you got Jalen Barner out there. If you are just hurting, I mean, RB3 is like his ceiling, I do believe. If you're just hurting for a certain out there, I mean, the guy's only 1% owned. I mean, he's 29. The problem is, you're like, maybe, this guy, you don't know this guy, so maybe you think he's like a second, third-year player. Problem is, he's 29 years old. He's 5'9", he's 185 pounds. So, I mean, I'm not looking to get too excited about a Jalen Barner. Maybe add a Mike Gillislee in the mix too, if they go after him at all. Maybe you can throw a few dollars his way as well, but I wouldn't get too excited and blow like a #1 priority or like a bunch of fab dollars on these two guys. I mean, Doug Martin and Jalen Richard. And you look at it, Martin is like 34% owned, Richard is 28% owned. And Richard has 6 or more receptions in like 3 of the last 4 games out there. So I think if anybody in full point PPR, I think if anybody's on your waiver wire that you should target, Richard is 28% owned, like I said. And if you got to get it, you're trying to get it sexy, you're hurting on the bye weeks and the injuries, I think Richard will be a solid flex play for the rest of the season out there. I'm not really a Doug Martin guy. I mean, deeper leagues, definitely worth an ad out there. But I just don't know if Doug Martin is going to be, he's going to be touchdown dependent deluxe. I mean, they're going to be spelling him. He's going to be getting like 10 to 12, maybe up to 14 carries a game. He's probably not going to be catching the ball because that's kind of Jalen's gig out there. So I don't know. I kind of probably shade away from Doug Martin. But if you're in desperation mode, I guess you got to do something out there. We got some Capri Bibbs. If Chris Thompson continues to miss time, this guy might be able to get a little bit, make a decent RB3 flex play for you. He got the 4 receptions. He had over 40 yards. He got his ass into the end zone, so I think he's kind of trying to fill that Chris Thompson role in the meantime, while Chris Thompson is nursing these injuries. And, Adrian Peterson might break down at any point too, so his role might be able to expand even more. And you're looking at it, and he's only, 4% owned. So, I mean, this guy is going to be available in your league all in. Get yourself some Capri Bibbs. Get him on the cheap. You probably still go out there and get him for, at 5, 6, maybe 10 fab dollars, maybe 10% max. I'd go on this guy. All right, got some Raheem Mostert out there. I think that's how you pronounce it. I mean, Breida played 5 snaps. The guy just needs to take a little bit of time off, maybe recover from these injuries. But in the meantime, I think this guy's worth an ad because Alfred Morris, I think, as we've seen, his playing time has been cut to almost nothing out there. So this guy, I think, is the one to own in this 49ers offense if you're looking to start anybody. I mean, at least, RB3 ceiling, I guess, on this guy. This guy's not going to be like a league winner, but if you're in the need for a bye week filler, I'd give him a look. We got some wide receivers to get into. Guys from Danny Amendola got 6 of 7 targets for 84 yards and a touchdown, but that is not really the reason why you probably want to look into him. Talking about Albert Wilson might be done for the season. McKinney still has a groin injury, so he's definitely going to miss at least this upcoming Thursday game and maybe even 1 or 2, 3 weeks after that. So, I mean, you know, he's just a warm body. Danny Amendola, last man standing alongside of, you know, guys that are on the trading block like Devontae Parker. I mean, I guess Devontae Parker is worth like you know, you get him for probably like $1. Get him for like $1 for free or something out there on your waiver wire in deeper leagues. And that, you know, that's kind of a got a little text message going on there, you know, don't mind me. All right, back on looking at some Danny Amendola. And, you know, I mean, I think he's only 23% owned in the leagues that I'm in, right around 23% owned. So he's probably looking to be out there for you. Probably be, you know, talking about 12, 14, 16 team leagues. You can probably go out there. If he's still on your waiver wire, you can probably make a decent flex play just because they gotta throw it to somebody down in Miami, baby. All right, Traquan Smith, talked about him a little bit of last week, but he played what? Played 52 of 71 snaps, so that's 73% of snaps. You know, out there, Ted Ginn is done for the year. Cameron Meredith wasn't even targeted in the game, and I mean, he's only 29% owned even after he went out there and had that 2-touchdown Sexy Boy Deluxe showdown in week 5, or was it week 4? Yeah, week 5. He went out there and got, on Monday night, went out there and got Sexy Deluxe showdown out there. So if he's still on your waiver wire, if you're in one of them leagues where he is, you know, not owned, I would definitely get up on some Traquan Smith. He's in a Drew Brees offense. He's gonna be that deep threat with Ted Ginn out for this season, baby. And behind Michael Thomas, that's any man's guess who's gonna get it sexy week in and week out. So if you got, you know, you need a fucking boom or bust flex play, I think he might be your boy. DJ Moore, another guy who might start seeing a little bit of action because of injuries. Torrey Smith probably going to be missing some time here. You know, we don't really know if his injury is serious or not, but he's got 5 targets. 5 targets does DJ Moore in each of the last 2 games. So if you need, you know, just get a stash. I'm not saying, you know, strap it on and play this guy right away, but if you're in a redraft league where he would be available, I would go out there and get him on the cheap as well. Kelvin Benjamin from the depths. I mean, the gravy is back, baby. They just dug him up. Derek Anderson went out there with the shovel and just dug up Kelvin Benjamin for a 4 or 5 targets for 71 yards. Did Kelvin Benjamin? I know it's like that's not that sexy, but for Kelvin Benjamin this year, it fucking is. But you look at him, and this motherfucker is still like, what, 52% owned? People are still just like holding on, maybe Kelvin Benjamin. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if Derek Anderson continues to play, if you just are dying, I mean, this is a life or death situation, I do believe, if you're looking to add and start Kelvin Benjamin. But if you got a spot to burn, I think he's at least worth a look. Tajay Sharp caught 7 of 9 targets for the 100 yards, for the 101 yards. But, you know, I mean, this might be kind of a chasing point situation. Oh, and he is starting to play a little bit more snaps than Taywan Taylor. He clears to be the clear-cut guy out there behind Corey Davis, even though he got more targets than Corey Davis in this game, but Corey Davis was probably getting shadowed for most of the affair by Casey Hayward out there. But, I mean, you look at it, and Tajay Sharp's longest reception on the year coming into this game was only 17 yards. The guy's never really been like a deep play, just getting his Sexy Boy Deluxe option. But in full point PPR, he's going to continue to see, you know, 7 to 9 targets a game. He might be a wide receiver 3 flex play, and he's only 5% owned, so you can probably go out there and get yourself a little taste of some Tajay Sharp. All right, one more wide receiver. We got Michael Gallup. He only had the 5 targets, sent him in for 3 for 81 and a touchdown. Dak Prescott seems to be coming a little bit to form out there, and he's only 33% owned in the league. So if you need a guy, I mean, at least he's out there capable of big plays. You know, maybe he's getting his report together. I think I'd stash him, kind of a wait and see before I get excited and start chasing points like that going into week 8. But I think if he is available in your league, I think he is definitely worth a look. All right, if you'd like to cut on my jib, you know, give me a subscribe, give me a share, give me some comments below, ask any waiver wire questions, tell me if I missed anybody out there. We will be back at you shortly. Travis should be out in the helm for the buy low, sell highs, and the matchups. I just like to try to get these waivers out here a little bit early on Monday night for you guys. so you can get it sexy and look at them and get your bids going and your priorities in order out there. All right, I'll catch you later. Cheeseburger.